What we want is that every student should do patent search in his area. Before he starts his project, once he has decided about the area in which he wants to work, he should look at the corresponding patents which have already been filed. He should look at the Techpedia to see that his project is innovative. And so that is the kind of thing that we have been asking the students, and I hope this will lead to even more innovative projects next year. We have done many other things also for ensuring that the projects are bringing in more collaboration. So there is a lot of collaborative working going on. These are just the data of the last year's projects. This is about IPR. We have some students who want to convert their projects into an enterprise. At the last count, when we did the meeting, where we invited students who had passed, we got 137 groups who wanted some kind of help. We have been trying to set up what we have called as a student startup support system for helping these 137 groups. We have also started what we call as IT infrastructure abhiyan. The idea is that a large majority of these micro and small industries are not having any computerization. So what we are trying to do is to see that our students are able to help them computerize. This in a way will be a kind of project for them. Another thing that we have done is we have taken up a small project called Vishwakarma project. Under that project, we have selected 75 villages in the state, and we are taking up projects in these villages. So the project is redesign of the village, reimagination of the village life, and trying to work out how the village can be aesthetically redesigned while maintaining the community life over there. So the community life should be enhanced, and at the same time the village should become aesthetically good. So that is the project that we have taken up as an example, as a pilot, and 75 villages are the ones that we are right now studying. If we succeed in this particular project, then maybe we'll go to all the other villages. There are 18,000 villages in the state, and therefore this particular work, which has been taken up essentially by our civil engineering students and architecture students, is designed to develop a new design for each one of these villages. Besides that, there are a number of other things that we have been doing jointly with various other entities. As I said, one of the major things we have been doing is with Hiranmay, and the advantage of Techpedia has been that it will ensure that it is not a repeat project. It will see that we are able to join together the students of various groups. For example, for the Vishwakarma project, we have sent out MBA students along with civil engineers so that they should look at the possibility of new businesses or redeveloping existing businesses in that particular area. Then again, as he pointed out, it is a relay model wherein even if a project is not completed this year, it can be completed next year. Even a completed project can be improved. And the third interesting thing can be that a number of projects done at different places could be brought together to develop a single useful product. So those are the kind of things which can be done as we go ahead. The more important part is, of course, creating a mentoring network, which will go a long way in improving the quality of the projects, and that is something with which we have to work. There are various problems that we have been having. We do not really provide any support, financial support for good projects. So that is something which is required, and we have to work to somehow obtain this particular support. There is one college in Patan which has decided to provide a small help, 2,500 rupees they give to every project from the management side. But that is essentially to encourage all the students to do a project, and we definitely say that this is something good which that particular college has started. But what we wanted was to provide a greater support to good projects, to select projects which are very good all over the state, and then to support. We also want to provide stronger support to our faculties. You see, there are good faculties who are trying to do some great jobs, but they are overloaded with a lot of clerical work, a lot of other things which they should not do, but they have been asked to do. You see, it happens in every good organization that a good professor or a good person is overloaded. And there are some others, who will not do their job. And they are, of course, quite free. Now, the question is how to see that these professors are able to do the best. And therefore, we want to develop a work study system. Again, we require a financial support for that. Academic progression of faculty should be based on academic assessment. Today, it is based upon something which is called a confidential report. And the way the CRs are written, the university has no role to play in that particular progression. Even though the university is the only organization which has a focus on academics, which has a focus on excellence, it turns out that the university has no role to play over there. So these are the kind of issues where we face problems, because we have to change the systems if we want to accelerate the process. Support to faculty for international conferences is very little. As far as I know, in the whole of the state, in the technological education area, out of 17,000 teachers, some 2 teachers have gone out for international conferences. There may be a few more about whom I don't know, because they might have got some local support. But the situation is really abysmal. We have to see that our teachers are able to present whatever work they have done, and then they are able to see whether their work is good or bad. Keeping them confined to state is not going to do. So therefore, this is something that we have to encourage. And of course, we have to have something within GTU wherein we can allow the students to come and work. Luckily, we have been able to sign an MOU with an organization here in Ahmedabad, in Gandhinagar, EQDC Lab. They have quite a bit of facility for manufacturing. So therefore, any students who want to do a manufacturing project, we should be able to help them through this MOU. We are also trying that third-year students should be able to have some paid internship, and we are trying to develop projects wherein they should go to the industry and be useful to the industry. So, in fact, yesterday we got a group of teachers who had gone to Delhi at the German embassy to understand the idea of CCA, climate change adjustment. So we are trying to train our teachers so that they'll be able to do these projects. So basically there are a number of other things also that we are doing for collaboration with the industry, because all of these things are coming together to help the whole thing build up. But I think I will stop over here, because this is the kind of thing that has drawn maximum attention. There are a number of other small things that we have been doing in various areas, and the objective is that all of these together should come together to strengthen the system. We also have some students over here who have done the project last year and who did some excellent job. I think we'll try to call them to make a presentation. So with that, I think after this particular presentation and with the presentation of the students, you should be able to understand what we have been doing. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Madam, I think...
My name is Naga Nandini, and I teach at a design school called Srishti. It's different from the NIF Srishti. It's an autonomous design school in Bangalore. And at Srishti, we have been running the Grids Lab for the last 1.5 years. And the Grids is the grassroots innovation design studio. And in this lab, we basically have a workshop, and students and faculty come and work in the lab to prototype and refine innovations that we see potential in. And this lab is funded by the NII. So, as a product designer, to me, this lab has advantages. One is that students get to work on real-life problems faced in India today, and these have already been explored, and in many cases, some solutions have already been found. In some cases, it's just an idea, like for example, a cycle that can clean roads. But the problem has already been stated, and the student starts there. Some of the projects we have worked on are the rice cleaner, the cycle road cleaner, the human-powered washing machine, and heat conserving vessels, and so on. Our approach is very broad, so we just put the problems to the students and then they take it in any direction that their research shows them. So for example, when there is the cycle-powered washing machine that was innovated on by Ramya Jose from Kerala, and we came up with a seesaw machine, which is like a community machine where children play on the seesaw and that energy is used to wash clothes. This machine is now currently, it's in the Museum of Design and Architecture in Slovenia. So I have some questions that I want to put to you that we should discuss. How can we make this space more collaborative? How can grids be not just for Srishti but for different kinds of students? How can an engineer, how can a scientist, how can an architect come in this space and work together to solve this problem? The second question is, how can we attract more students to come into this space? Like, the innovations are not the students, right? The ideas are coming from the innovator. So what kind of incentive